Shoo, bird. You're in my way. Shoo. Go on. Pesky little thing. What's a raven doing in a place like this? I expected a rat or a pigeon in this filthy side street, not a supposedly elegant creature like you. Why are you staring at me like that? You look weirdly human. There's something about you I just cannot put my finger on. Peculiar little thing. Now let me pass, will you? Thank you. By the Lord. Following me now, are you? Strange little thing indeed. I don't have food. I'm starving, actually. I'm on my way, in case you didn't notice, to my home. I don't have anything edible on me. You should have realized by now, I have nothing of interest to you. I've never seen one of your kind walk so closely to a human before, unless it was for food. You're not the slightest bit scared, are you? Too brave for your own good, really. And for no reason, either. You seem well fed. Your coat is shiny, and as far as I can tell, you aren't hurt. So leave me alone. What am I doing? Letting my anger out on a tiny little bird. It doesn't know any better. It's not at fault for how the world's treating me. It's being pushed around by its surroundings, just as I am. And it's certainly not at fault for the thoughts I torture myself with. You ever get that feeling, little bird? Like you're not good enough? Like nothing you can do will compare to what others have done before you, or are even doing right now? Do you ever think about whether you even deserve to do what you do? Considering someone else has done the exact same thing, just far better already. Ugh, to hell with it. I probably can't even live up to what I already accomplished. To what I have done in the past. The poems I've written. The photographs I've taken. Who knows whether the next thing will be just as good as the last. Whether I'll ever be praised for my work again. Whether anyone will ever say, "You did good. You made a neat thing." I know my family certainly won't. But even if I manage to live up to my past accomplishments, is that even enough? Shouldn't I improve every time? At least a little bit? I know progress is best slow and steady, but I can't help it. If it's not better than the last time, is it even worth it? Should it even be allowed to exist? Does it deserve to use up resources and energy? And by extension, do I deserve those things? After all, if I don't create something worthwhile, something others will appreciate, what purpose do I fulfill in this world? What do you think, little raven? What is your life like? What do you do for your people? Do you doubt yourself when you can't bring home a trinket that's shinier than the last? When you return empty-handed, a beak full of nothing? Is this perhaps the reason you're following me? Desperately hoping I'll drop something of value to you, so you don't end up disappointing the flock. You're kinda smart, I hear. You can solve puzzles, recognize shape, and remember those who have wronged you. And maybe stories have been written about your kin. I wonder what you'd say if I told you about every poem, painting, or novel your kind has inspired. Would you be flattered? Would you bathe in the attention? Pride yourself in how humanity perceives you? Or would it break you? The looming pressure of your fabled ancestors' accomplishments slowly consuming you. That small seed of doubt that slowly works itself towards your deepest core, consuming your ego, chipping away at your self-esteem. How could one little raven like yourself, walking around these dark back alleys, seemingly lost in the big city, ever live up to the verses? You're simply a bird after all. A small, helpless, feathered creature. Merely this, and nothing more. Or perhaps I'm not giving you enough credit. After all, you're a creature who makes both solid ground, as well as the air above, its home. You're not doomed to walk these filthy streets, nor are you destined to stay in this hellhole. You could simply fly up and away, lift yourself into the air, and roam the skies until you find a place more suitable to you. You have freedom, true control over what you want to do, accomplish with your life, possibly more than I could ever have. And yet, you choose to stay. You're still here, with me, slowly wandering down this street, neither cowering in a corner to hide from the world, nor running away from me in fear. It's almost as if you're taking a stroll with me, making the best of what you've been given, almost enjoying the bland, unwelcoming world around us. Perhaps I could learn a thing or two from you. You're stoic, confident. You seem to be so sure I'm not gonna hurt you, even though I'm so much bigger than you. I could easily catch you if I set my mind to it, judging by how closely you're staying by my side. You're not unnerved by the thought of someone more powerful being in your vicinity, by the mere notion that you don't live up to the accomplishments of those around you. In fact, it's almost as if you're curious about me. There's this aura around you. I don't quite know how to put it into words, but perhaps you wish to know more. To learn, grow, become more than you were ever destined to be. Rise above your feathery vessel and prove everyone wrong. Show your flock, your kind, and the rest of the world what you're truly made of. Is this why you're staying by my side? Inspecting my every step with such keen eyes? Are you perhaps asking me to teach you? To help you gain what you're lacking? To become more human? An artist? A poet even? In this case, I am so sorry to disappoint you. I'm not a very accomplished person. I'm mediocre at best when it comes to most things. And I don't even excel at the things I choose to spend my time with. My efforts don't receive much more than a chuckle from my peers. Even the ones closest to me have long given up on supporting my dreams. The creative vision I once possessed, everything I once set out to do, it's all in shambles. Mere broken fragments on the floor, and not a single person is making an effort to avoid stepping on them. Your curiosity. You still retain the optimistic spirit I've long lost. Surely you could teach me how to gain it back, utilize it for myself once more. There is potential in such an outlook. Potential to gain wisdom, to become stronger, a master at your craft. But I am unsure if I can ever again adopt your current attitude. I've already tried to pursue my dreams, to live up to my own expectations and everyone else's, and I've failed miserably. There is nowhere left for me to go. The only way was up, but I have lost the ladder. The next step is out of reach. It'd be a miracle if I could grow wings like yours and rise above the obstacle. But what choice do I have? To stop trying? To sit in my room, stay in bed all day sulking, drowning in my own inability to come up with anything meaningful. That simply cannot be the answer. There has to be more. Perhaps I should try your approach, my friend. To try not to be intimidated by those who surpass me. In strength, in intellect, in skill. Instead, I should make an effort to learn from the masters. From brilliant minds long ago. To see how they approached their craft. And reach such a high level of proficiency. And maybe, just like you, I have my own talents stowed away somewhere. I mean, look at you. You can fly. And I, a human, the so-called pinnacle of evolution, cannot. If only I knew what that talent was. If I had even the slightest idea of how I could possibly leave something meaningful behind when I abandon this mortal realm. Once again, I should probably turn towards your perspective. I doubt you worry about such things, like a death or a legacy. You take it one day at a time, eating what you find and learning what you can, taking every opportunity that presents itself to you, and making the best of it. I think I like that about you. Your way of life is simple, and yet it seems so much more meaningful than my constant struggle to move something in this world. It seems peaceful and quiet, slows things down. The closer we get to the end of this alley, the more I wish it didn't end. I rather enjoyed your presence, little bird. I just met you a couple of minutes ago, but I find myself quite sentimental at the thought of you simply lifting off and flying away in the distance. You surely will once we reach the busy street and you're startled by the many people making their way to their homes at this hour. Or maybe, just maybe, you won't leave my side. Perhaps I do have something of value to you after all. I may not have food on me or shiny rocks, but I have some knowledge of this world, things I can teach you, works of great masters to show you, all neatly stored in my own personal library. Maybe a bit of inspiration would be a nice gift. Something worthy of bringing home to your nest. A fresh breath of air for your life in this gray hell of concrete and gravel. How does that sound? You could follow me. Make yourself at home in the tree before my house. And I could try to teach you, to give you what you're yearning for. I'd read poems to you, not just my own, but those written by the brightest minds in the past and the present. Make you acquainted with all aspects of human life and culture. It sounds strange, insane even, but I truly think you're more than what you seem. And perhaps you could be my teacher as well, for I've learned a great deal while simply talking to you, sorting my thoughts. I am no expert on birds, but if I may be so bold as to assume what you're thinking, you don't seem opposed to the idea. And if you truly will become my pupil, as well as my friend, I shall give you a name. Something to call you by. Something to give you an identity beyond your existence as a bird. How about Lenore? No, no, that will not do. I don't even know whether you're a boy or a girl, though I suppose it doesn't matter. Poe it is then. Now, Poe, will you join me?